welcome to another video. So today's video, we're back to playing the Fusion Festival, but I was playing dinosaurs before. I'm gonna mix it up. I realized, hey, if I'm gonna play the Fusion Festival, take advantage of its kind of janky nature, I should play something a little bit more fun. So today I am going to be playing Neo Ocean Dragon Lord Neo Daedalus. So this card's amazing, really old card. It actually was misprinted originally, and its English printing, which I actually have a paper copy of, is missing the summoning restriction. So it didn't say this card can't be normal summoned or set, cannot be special summoned except by tributing. It just had its effect to send an Umi to the graveyard and send all cards. This is what it does. You send an Umi you control to the graveyard, send all cards in both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard except this card. So if you activate this effect, then you send everything to the graveyard. Opponent's hand, their field, everything. So, if you can get this to go off, it's pretty awesome because he's going to be the last guy standing. They're going to be top decking, hoping they can find an out to him. So that's the goal. Now his errata, his fixed summoning condition is actually quite difficult to achieve. You need to tribute a Levia Dragon Daedalus, which is a level 7 monster, doesn't have a special summoning effect. His effect lets you send an Umi to the graveyard to destroy all other cards on the field. Not super relevant, although I guess conceivably it could come up that we might want to use this. Really, we just want to use him to instantly get an Ocean Dragon Lord on field. So what's the rest of the deck? So this deck has one goal and one goal only, and that's summoning Neo Daedalus. If we don't summon Neo Daedalus, we're not gonna win. That's the idea behind this deck. Now we got obviously the three Ocean Levia Dragon Daedaluses, the regular ones. We got 3 of the Neo Daedalus, all end cards. So this deck's pretty cheap if you want to play it. And then, so how are we going to get this guy on the field? We need to have these 2 cards in hand for the combo to work. How are we going to get him on the field? We got to get this guy on the field. We're going to use Ice Jade Tremora. Ice Jade Tremora, we can discard it to special summon a water monster from the hand. So hey, that's how you get the Neo Daedalus. You get this guy with Ice Jade on the field, then you get the Neo Daedalus. So hold on, we're missing one piece of this puzzle. We need to send an Umi to the graveyard. So, okay, how do we get Umi? Well, we got 3 copies of Legendary Ocean, and we got 3 copies of Warrior of Atlantis, which we can discard to add a Legendary Ocean from deck to hand. I don't have a copy of Terraforming. If you have Terraforming, probably want to put that into this deck, just give you one additional way to search Legendary Ocean. I did find that, I'll go over the search pieces here. So, we have ways to search. So, Ice Jades, we can search with Ice Jade Cradle. So we really have 6 copies of Ice Jade Tremora because we can search him with Ice Jade Cradle if we need to. And then our other way to search, which is really what glues this deck together, we have 3 copies of Ice Barrier. And Ice Barrier, if it's in our graveyard, you've seen me play this before, you can send a level 5 or higher water to the graveyard and then add a monster from your graveyard, a water monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this will let us add, usually we're going to want to add either Neo Daedalus, Levia Dragon Daedalus, or Ice Jade Tremora, so that'll search all of these. So really this is kind of like a super awesome wildcard piece. We can send it directly to the graveyard with Foolish Burial Goods. So if we draw Foolish, we can search one of the missing 3 pieces. Also we have Ice Knight. Ice Knight has an effect where you normal summon it. You can activate its effect to normal summon a water monster, an additional summon. Now you're thinking, oh, how does that work? That doesn't actually really help you because Levia Dragon needs 2 tributes. Well, if we have Legendary Ocean on the field, it reduces the level of all water monsters in both players' hands and on the field by 1. So this actually turns him to level 6. Then he only needs 1 tribute. So we can tribute Ice Knight. We can use Ice Knight's effect, tribute Ice Knight to summon the Levia Dragon. So that's the deck. It's a 4-card combo. You need to have all 4 pieces for it to go up. So it's asking a lot. Even with all the searching effects we have, it's not going to happen every time that you can get it, with your opening hand, have these 4 cards. So to glue the deck together a little bit more, we just have we got just an array of mirror forces. I couldn't decide which mirror force was best, so I just got 1 of each. Got 2 of the drownings, just because. Also support in the deck, we got Call by the Grave, Imperm, and yeah, we're in the Fusion Festival. We got to be able to fusion summon. So of course we got the 1 copy of Super Poly. I guess this is limited to 2, so I really could have a 2nd copy of Super Poly, but I don't want to use my precious gems on that. So we'll just have the one Super Poly for now. In extra deck, we just got a bunch of garbage. I mean, 14 cards. If we play Cyber Dragons, we can jank them out. And yeah, otherwise we're not really going to use these unless we Super Poly something. Might be able to Super Poly something as Starving Venom. So there you go, that's the deck. I mean, this is what the people want. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments if you want to see stuff like this. Alright, let's get to the gameplay. Alright, this is a great hand. We got 1, 2 of the pieces we need. We got the Legendary Ocean, that's 3 pieces, and Ice Bearer can search for the final piece. So our opponent's playing Despias. That is probably the best fusion only deck. They're activating a Chain Energy. Now we have to pay 500 life points to normal summon, special summon, or set or activate cards. So that's gonna burn us pretty fast. Luckily they don't have anything other than the Jesper on field. Let's get set in Ice Bearer. We do need to activate this to search, and it can't activate to get into our graveyard unless we are attacked or attack. So we're gonna summon Ice Knight. Maybe bait him out, think that this this spell doesn't matter. Maybe he'll waste resources, pop in our Ice Knight. Alright, let's get going. We don't need him in our hand because we got 2 Ice Jade Tremoras, so we got a way to summon the Ocean Dragon Lord if we can get the last final piece, the regular Daedalus. Opponent's making a Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. That's gonna burn us even faster. Now every time we do anything, we're paying 1100 life points. Opponent's gonna activate a Jesper, get Search, and get a Branded. Branded will let them fusion summon at instant speed. They're gonna get attacking. We're gonna use the Ice Barrier, make his attack 0 at the cost of 500 life points. So now his effect's negated, so we won't be getting burned for 1100 every time, now only just 500. Opponent's gonna pay to set a card. We're gonna get Searchin for the final piece of the puzzle. Get that Levia Dragon a hand. Alright, now we just gotta hope this face down card can't disrupt us. Opponent happily activating on our standby phase. Gonna get added to hand and special summoning a replacement fusion monster. Another Masquerade, so back to getting burned for 1100. Adding cards to hand here. Alright, well, what are we gonna do? Well, this card it's got an effect. If it's in the graveyard, it can negate monster effects, so we don't want that. We gotta kind of try and play around that. So let's pay with the Raigeki, try and wipe his field. Opponent is gonna banish a card from the graveyard to stop the destruction of his fusion monster. So that was 500. That was a lot of life points paid for that. Let's activate the Tremora. I mean, we gotta go for it. Opponent's gonna activate Maxi. Well, opponent, we're gonna teach you a lesson. Maxi is not gonna help you versus the Ocean Dragon Lord. Let's see if we can get this to work here. Gonna summon the Levia Dragon. Now, I was a little worried that our effect could get negated, so we're gonna attack to destroy. We don't mind if Levia Dragon gets negated here. So he's gonna negate our effect. Special summon himself, but that's fine. Let's get Tribute Summoning. Ocean Dragon Lord. Activate our Legendary Ocean. And then send everything to graveyard. That's it. Hey, why is there no animation for this, Konami? Look at the setup that was required. You know what? I'm gonna make my own animation. Let's go. Alright. Let's get back to the duel. I mean, we haven't won the game yet. We gotta hope our opponent can't top deck their way to success. They're adding their Brand of Fusion back to their hand, but looks like they're just set 2. One of these is the Branded. Call by the Brave could help us. Call by the Grave, if he activates the Brand of Fusion, we could banish the card he's targeting in the graveyard. This could be a key to success here. He's got 2 more turns. Opponent's setting a monster face down. Who knows what this could be. We got Foolish Barrelheads. This is actually really great. Now, we can only search level 5 or higher monsters, but we can add any water monster from our graveyard to our hand. So we can add the Ice Knight. Let's send the Ice Barrier to the graveyard. Activate Ice Barrier. Send a card we don't want to draw. Ocean Dragon Lord as cost. Add our Ice Knight back to hand. Get attacking. Opponent baited us with the 1800 defense Ash. Living for another turn. They got 2 more turns of life potentially. Opponent drawing a card. Activating. Allure of Darkness. Sending both. That was very unlucky. They didn't draw Dark Monster. If you don't draw Dark Monster, you gotta send your entire hand to the graveyard. So they drew a Called and an Imperm. Not that those would have helped them very much. Alright, back to our turn here. We gotta hope whatever these cards are, they can't stop us. Let's get normal summoning Ice Jade Chinola. Get attacking. And get attacking. Alright. Nice stuff. Now this was a great showing for the Ocean Dragon Lord. Let's take a look at our opponent's deck list. Alright, opponent's playing 41 card Despia. They got the triple Maxi. They got the Cyframe Gamma. They got triple Ash. This is about as meta as the Fusion Tournament can get. And Ocean Dragon Lord taught him a lesson. Just because you're playing meta doesn't mean you can't get bodied by the old classic Ocean Dragon Lord. Alright, well this deck is pretty typical for Fusion Festival. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, now this is another great hand here. We got Legendary Ocean. We got the Tanola to summon. We got the Foolish Barrel Goods to search with Ice Barrier, and we got another Ice Barrier in hand. So if we can activate this, get our Ice Barrier search, and they can, if they attack us, we can use this other Ice Barrier, get that in the graveyard. That's all the pieces we need. We even got the Imperm to protect. So let's get activating. Search for our field spell here. Legendary Ocean. We'll hold this in hand for now. Send our Ice Barrier to the graveyard, get setting. No need to activate yet, we'll wait on our opponent's turn. We don't want to know what we're doing here. They're going to activate Allure. Banish a card from hand. Shadow Squamata. Interesting. Now we're going to activate opponent. Got an Ash. I don't know if they drew that or if they had it and we're waiting. But they're going to negate our search. So we're not going to get the first search. That's a little annoying. Now we need to draw another piece. Opponent doesn't play any monsters, which is a little concerning. We're going to normal summon Ice Knight. Opponent going to Maxi. Well, opponent, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Maxi's not going to be drawing you any cards right now. Get him with Ice Knight. See what opponent can do here. Opponent is going to set. And that's it. What is opponent's hand? Oh, we got the one piece. Alright, now, if they summon a monster and attack us, we got the Ice Barrier. We got all the pieces. Let's get attacking with Ice Knight. Opponent's life points are dwindling. Opponent gonna set 2. They are bluffing here. Whatever they had in hand, they were just bluffing spells. Alright, well, no monsters on the field. Let's see if one of those traps will summon a monster. Doesn't look like it. Is Ice Knight going all the way? Opponent gonna draw a card. They can't set any more spells. Whatever these are. One's a Call by the Grave, so that's fine. Worry if Atlantis is gone. Opponent gonna activate Crossout, send Despian Tragedy. So they're playing Despians, but that banish is not gonna work. They're negated by their own Crossout. Crossout not a good search target. We draw the wrong Dragon Lord. Get attacking. Opponent's got 1 attack left. They better do something. They better summon a monster. I want to send all this graveyard. Come on, opponent. Activating the Despia Theater. Are they going to fusion summon? They're going to end their turn. Opponent. Come on. You got to pull something off here. Let's get attacking. Opponent had nothing. What is going on? Alright, well, clearly normal summon Ice Knight is the best thing you can do in Fusion Festival. I don't know if all these cards just didn't do anything. Well, he had 1 monster on the field, but let's take a look at their deck list, try and figure out what they could have set. Alright, opponent's playing pretty much the same Despia deck that we just went against. They got triple Ash, triple Max C. They got some Shadows, they got the Albaz. They got the Jesper Despia, so even got a Nibiru. Doesn't do a lot against our deck. So what could they have set here? They probably wouldn't have set the Shadow Fusions. Could have been Super Polys. Now obviously Super Poly doesn't do a lot against us. They got 2 Called by the Graves. Could have been Crossouts. Could have been Branded Opening if they just didn't draw monsters, I guess. They couldn't use that for anything. Shadow Core could have been special summoning a monster, so they definitely didn't have that. I guess they could have had a Schism as well, which Fusion summons by banishing from the field graveyard. So it must have been a very awkward draw on their part to not be able to do anything for that long. Alright, well, maybe they were counting on that Max C, drawing them a bunch of cards. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Right, another almost great hand here. We got 3 of the pieces we need. We got the Levia Dragon, we got the Ocean Dragon Lord, and we got Foolish, which we can use to get the Ice Jade to hand. So all we need to do is draw an Umi, and we're going to be sending everything to the graveyard. Let's have Storming Mirror Force hold us off. Let's get activating this now because there's no reason. We want to thin our deck, essentially. Reduce cards that are not Legendary Ocean. So we'll get searching right away. Got that Ice Jade to Remora in hand. Opponent is playing Weather Painters. Haven't seen these since the old Duel Links days. Very difficult to deal with because they can quick effect banish themselves whenever they want, basically. So they'll be able to dodge Raigeki or Mirror Force even. We're going to set a bunch of presumably Weather Painter cards here. We are not drawing Umi yet. Are we going to get poked to death just like we did in the last game? Opponent activating Weather Painter cards. Both of these require us to have monsters on the field to activate. So not going to be doing anything with these. Opponent adding Weather Painters to hand. Effect's going to activate. And they're going to draw in. Every turn they can get these Weather Painter effects. So this is potentially a lot of stuff going on. They're gonna Weather Painter Radiant Canvas, which lets us return spell cards to the hand. So our Mirror Force is back in hand here. We're gonna need to set multiples and try and bluff them. Get drawn. Potentially very close game. All right, we got the Call by the Grave. Opponent's gonna Weather Painter summon. Let's just get triple setting. We don't want them to know which one's the Mirror Force. Now, Mirror Force won't stop these Weather Painters, but it'll stop them from attacking. It won't actually work to return them to hand. So they're just gonna banish themselves, dodge the Mirror Force, and they're gonna bounce one of our cards at hand at random. All right, Raigeki back in hand. That shouldn't matter too much. They do still have 1 set card. Alright, back to our turn. What are we going to draw here? We got him. Warrior of Atlantis. So, we're going to activate this. We got to hope they don't have an Ash. And we got to hope whatever this is, it can't interact with us. Going to activate the Warrior. Now, there's a huge hang here. They waited. They were reading. They want to know, what's a Legendary Ocean? I assume they had an Ash, but, well, we'll be able to see maybe. Opponent's just going to activate Maxi. Just going to get drawn. Well, we already know that that's not going to do anything. Maxi won't save you, opponent. Draw as many cards as you want. We got all the pieces here. Let's get the Levia Dragon on field. Special summon the Ocean Dragon Lord. Opponent's just drawing cards. Send everything to the graveyard. They're going to bounce these 2 cards, so these will come back, but all their Weather Painter spells will be gone. Let's get banishing. Banish the Weather Painter from their graveyard. This is going to go, so might as well pop it off. And get sending everything to the graveyard. Special summon effect. Alright. Get resolve in. That's everything. And let's look at their hand here. Let's look. Did they have the Ash? They did. They had the Ash. They had Nibiru. So, big mistake, opponent. Big mistake. You could have ashed. You could have ashed the Warrior of Atlantis. You didn't know the Legendary Ocean would be your demise. Alright. Now, of course, we have not actually won yet. We do have to get their life points to 0. So, hopefully, we can beat the Weather Painters. But they're going to get drawn, and they got 2 monsters back on the field. Both of them were able to dodge our effect. I think they do require, yeah, it is a spell effect that was letting them do that. So, opponent can activate Threatening Roar, so we can't attack. We could have wiped their whole field here, but Threatening Roar going to stop us. Really got to hope opponent can't find a Weather Painter spell. They're going to get destroying our Ice Knight. Set to defense mode. Now, they don't know that I read their cards. And I know that this Weather Painter says something about if we destroy, oh, if another weather painter is destroyed, they can target 2 weather spells in their graveyard and put them in their spell trap zone. So we gotta kill this first. We can't fall for the bait of dealing a little bit of life point damage. Get drawn. Ice Shade Tremora not gonna help us out. Just get attacking. 1 weather painter down. See what opponent draws here. Opponent drawing another weather painter. This is the same one. We gotta pop him first. They're hoping we make a mistake. Get activating. Special summon the Levia Dragon that we had in hand. Opponent's life points dwindling. Just over 3,000. What is opponent gonna draw here? We're not safe. Opponent gonna double set. Could this be Maneater Bug? Gonna draw an Ice Knight. Let's just go for it. Get attacking. It's another Ash set. Get attacking with Ice Knight and Neo Dragon, Ocean Dragon Lord for game. Alright. Well, that was pretty sweet. Let's go back to the deck. Well, let's check out our opponent's deck list first. Alright, opponent playing no extra deck, 30 card or 40 card Weather Painter deck. So, have not seen Weather Painters since the Duel Links days. They're pretty annoying in Duel Links, and I assume they're pretty annoying in Master Duel as well with their quick effect, banishing themselves. They really just like to poke you a little bit, kind of like Sky Strikers in that way. Alright, well, we even playing a Skill Drain. I guess they banish as cost, so Skill Drain doesn't actually stop them from activating their effects. Interesting. Alright, well, that was pretty neat. Let's take a look at our deck list and talk about how this went. Alright, now I will show the match history here. Gotta show the match history. So, I believe the first game I started playing with this deck, that's this one here. So, what's our win rate? Well, it's just under 50%. Alright, so this is not like some tier 1 Magic deck that's gonna win you every game, but it wins about 50% of the time, which is pretty good. I mean, that's about average for a deck in this tournament. So, let's go back to our deck list and have a little discussion. Alright, so how was this deck? Well, definitely this deck was a lot of fun. Wiping everything to the graveyard with the Ocean Dragon Lord was pretty hilarious. I honestly did not think I would be able to pull this off once, let alone twice. So pretty happy that in the few games that I played, the combo actually worked. I'd bet if you played this deck yourself, you'd probably get it to work if you played a few games with it. It's pretty entertaining to get his effect to go off, and it's not a guarantee to win. I didn't have any games where I activated this effect and lost, but definitely a possibility that you could activate this, go through all the trouble, send everything to the graveyard, and then your opponent, you know, draws something to pop him, and you're just left with nothing. But still, pretty entertaining. I would really like to try this deck or a variation of it in Platinum rank, but this version of it will definitely not work. It's so fragile. Any interaction will stop it, and in Platinum, people have a lot of negates. They got a lot of one-card starters with their regular extra decks. So really taking advantage of the Fusion Festival and its kind of lower power in nature, as the Fusion monsters can't really interact as much. So there is a combo that I will try, but it's missing a card that hasn't come out yet. So once that card is released, I will attempt the Ocean Dragon Lord in Platinum. Alright, well, this deck was a lot of fun, and it's super budget. If you want to try it out, definitely recommend trying it during the Fusion Festival while lower power decks are still somewhat viable. Alright, that was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again next time.